Hello everybody, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to more coverage of the August 1v1 tournament hosted by GameReplays.org. It's the 16-player single elimination tournament. And this is Noob Alexis versus Jornev, round 2, game 2. Alright, round 2, game 2 of Cam versus Jornev. Here we go. AlexisOnFi, also known as Cam, is Angmar this time in the top left. And in the bottom right, of course, is Jornev as the Elves. So the Elves versus Angmar, that should be interesting. We have 2 trees going up for Jornev, of course. Any game, all players are going to start with 2 trees. It's pretty or 2 farms. It would be really rare and very strange if they did not. Cam immediately going into the Hall of the King's Men right after his second mill, which is definitely different from what Jornev did, as he went a 3rd mill and then got his Hall of the King's Men after. This is probably a better way to do it though, as Angmar, as you want to keep your get your spam going as soon as possible. And he's going for a 3 farm start again. And it might be a mistake, but although he does have his Elven barracks up pretty quickly, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. For Elves, I guess it's more important to get your farm up because you do need the economy to make better, more expensive troops than Angmar, as you guys are 300, at his or 200. But that does leave him with enough to get a battalion of swords, so he'll be sending some Lorne Wars across the map. Let's get out of that. There we go. First thrall is out for Cam, and he'll be sending it across the way, undoubtedly to go harass some farms and such. He does have another one queued up. He is sitting on 4 mills at the moment, so his economy is looking pretty nice. The second Elven barracks is going up from Jornev, and he is also sitting on 4 trees. So both players' economy should be doing pretty well, until the harassment starts, of course. Looks like the Gundabad warriors are being sent from the north, so they'll be harassing from 2 different directions, it looks like. He is sending guys down the middle as well, of course. And he is throwing down a second Hall of the King's Men. His timings are definitely different than Jornev's, you gotta say. Or you can definitely see, because he is throwing up a second Hall of the King's Men much later than Jornev did. I'm not gonna say which is more correct, but Cam is definitely a very good player, and if you want to learn to play, he's probably one of the players to look at. But I'm not saying Jornev isn't good. He's quite good, I'd say. He's better than me, I don't know. He is sending out some Mythland sentries, perhaps to preemptively prevent some wolf riders. Looks like he did throw down a rally call. He didn't manage to get all of the battalion, or all the troops in that battalion, though. Did Cam go for? Yeah, Cam has gone for War Chant, of course. Let's go in here. There's a thrall in there. He does have some swordsmen on the chase, though. They shouldn't be doing too much damage. Swordsmen can take thralls, I would imagine. Quite easily, in fact. Although these pikemen are not great against Gundabad warriors. As you see, they do not too much damage, and they take a lot in return. And of course, did he use War Chant? He did use War Chant on his army. So all these thralls are War Chanted, and they should be able to kill off these Elven warriors pretty nicely. You see, they take a lot of axe damage, and these wargs actually helping out as well. So mauling both teams, actually. Wargs are, of course, neutral. They obey no man. Unless, of course, you untamed allegiance to them. But in that case, why would you do that? Because there's a troll layer on the map. Maybe late game if they weren't destroyed. Both teams canceling their farms there. There was a mill way down here in the bottom. But he did cancel it because the Mythland sentry shut up, of course. And now some thralls are in his base. He does need to get rid of those, and he will have to get rid of these as well. I don't know if the Mythland sentry spam is a good idea. There is no cavalry as of yet. So possibly Mythland sentries are not the best choice to fight off Angmar swordsmen. Of course, maybe he's just really scared of having wolf riders happen. And that is a legit a legit fear he could have, although Cam has not built a Troll Wolf Den as of yet. Not that Jornev knows this, of course. Some guys being cleaned up down there in the south. Yeah, still no Troll Wolf Den, he doesn't need it. Not as of yet, he's just going to keep the spam going. If he keeps up his thrall spam, he will eventually have a large amount of thralls, as you might imagine. Which is not a bad thing. The Elves have a decent force as well. He does have a few battalions of swordsmen and pikemen, which is not bad. He probably needs some archers, I would imagine, at some point. Archers are quite good against dealing with these spam guys, but not much else. So he won't be able to harass at them or anything, so probably why he hasn't built any yet. As swordsmen can deal with thralls and destroy mills, which is double the usage. Cam getting his builder out of there immediately, and immediately canceling that. Didn't get much use out of it, but he did get some. Jornev killing off the troll down here. Good call. And now he can actually capture the inn and get some hobbits if he wants to, which would be a very good thing to do. Hobbits are very good against units when turned into rock throw mode, of course. And that will be a useful thing indeed for Jornev to utilize. Cam invading from the north into the Elven lands. Seems like green pasture is being thrown down, so some cavalry will be appearing shortly. Cam is ready though. He does have some Rudar pikemen already out on the field, so it won't be too bad. Angmar is one of the better teams to deal with cavalry, honestly, because they have the Fellwind, which knocks down cavalry, obviously. You can throw them right into the middle of your troops and just get them killed. And they also have the ability to just summon pikemen out of nowhere, which of course is quite useful. These cheap pikemen are more than enough to stop most cavalry, so they're definitely good to have. Fellwind knocking these guys down, allowing Cam to get a bit more damage in on these structures. And if he takes down this tree here, that would be worth it, I'd say. It is level 2, and it is one of the main farms he is running his economy off of. I don't think he's going to manage to get it. Oh, it's going to be close, actually. Nope, that thrall will not manage to finish it off, and some Rivendell Lancers come out. So we'll see if those get utilized well enough or not. Is he getting hobbits? He is massing hobbits there. And he has turned them immediately into rock throw mode. Cam has a pretty decent sized army in the middle of the map. And is also chasing around some swordsmen in the top. Cam does lose a builder though with some missile and sentries. Nice pickup there. Builders of course are not cheap. So if Cam wants to keep his production up the way it was, he will have to rebuild a builder. And he's doing just that. Let's actually take a look at economy and PowerPoints and stuff. Of course we have Fellwind and Rally, War Chant for Cam, also 4 PowerPoints, and he has 750 command point limit. And Jornev, Rally Call, 6 PowerPoints and 425 command point limit. So Cam out economying his economying? I guess, whatever, his opponents by a significant margin, as he does have 750 command points, and the other person has 450, which is quite a difference. We also have Waldar out in the field for Cam. That will be quite useful indeed, as he does give Rudar, Spearman, and Axe Throwers 33% armor and damage. I almost butchered that sentence entirely. And he's also dealing with these swordsmen quite nicely. Cam is starting to gain quite a bit of momentum here. He could probably transition into level 2 Hall of the King's Men, I would imagine. Start getting Black Numenorians and stuff if he wanted to. Although, does he need to, is the question? And honestly, at the moment, no, he does not. A lot of players make the mistake that they have to transition up to better units, but honestly, sometimes better, just keeping up the spam is better than halting your spam to get better units. And that shows right here, I'd say. His Cam has a very large force and a hero, and his opponent does not. These hobbits are actually hidden in the trees, so he won't see them, but he will take that in, which will stop hobbit production entirely. We do have some lancers there. Swordsman up there, and there's Golem. I doubt he'll be utilized in this game, as he isn't in most games. course, tournament games don't go as long as a lot of games, so I would be very shocked and awed to see a Galadriel or Sauron appear in a tournament game. These guys getting picked off quite easily. Pretty much running to their death there. Oh, and there you go. That's what I was talking about. The fell wind into the pikes is brutal. And you will lose that entire battalion. Hobbit's doing decent damage, though. As you see, they pretty much one-shot guys. Their Silverthorn rocks are pretty strong. So, those are a definitely useful thing to have, but he is cut off from those. Angmar can actually start building Rudar Hillman, which is kind of cool. The Thrallmaster version of the pikes, or the Hillman, I mean, for Angmar. Some swordsmen in Cam's base. Jornev trying to do as much damage as he can. He is managing to kill a few units here and there. Cam is just starting to get huge numbers, and it's going to be very, very difficult. Almost impossible, in fact, to deal with that. Especially since Cam is actually attacking Jornev's base. He does have a very large war-chanted army. He has taken out one of the key farms for Jornev. He is losing thralls, though, by the dozens. Those arrow towers do quite a bit of damage to thralls, as you might imagine. They shoot very quickly, and thralls don't have much armor. Aldar is still here, though. He does have brigandage. Is that how you say that? I guess so. Nearby Rudar spearmen and axe swords gain resources for kills. So that's nice to have. It's kind of like a scavenger, in a way, but only for Rudar troops. And Cam's base looking pretty safe, and massive amount of troops flooding through it. He does still have troops over here managing to get kills and money. So yeah, things are looking pretty bad for Jornev once again, I'd say. Cam is playing at his peak, I'd say. He's doing quite well. Although I think at this point, at the downtime, he should probably upgrade his Hall of the King's Men's. He doesn't have to, but it wouldn't hurt. He does have the money, unless he's saving for something specific. He's actually just going to go for another Hall of the King's Men. He's going to straight up stick with spam for this one, which is pretty reasonable, honestly. I mean, yes, he could go for better troops, but does he need to? Like I said, no, he does not. He is out-forcing his opponents quite drastically. Elven hero would be useful here, but I doubt Jornev has the ability to make a hero at the moment. I'm sure his economy is not great. We do have 850 command point limit for him, for Cam, and he does have Frozen Land as well, and Snowbind. So he'll be quite defensive. Enshrouding Mist is what Jornev went for, which is basically like putting a cremain over an area, kinda. And he only has a 500 command point limit, 450 now. So he just lose a tree, which is unfortunate for him. Elves pushing in though. Gonna try to do some damage possibly. Sitting in some lancers and swords to do as much damage as they can, I guess. Splitting them up to do double the damage. Uh-oh, those lancers are a bit... Okay, good. They got out of there. Unfortunately, no Fell Wind was called down upon them. As Fell Wind is probably on cooldown. Maybe it's not. It looks like it might be like on the verge, if not already on off cooldown. Troll up there, still alive. Nobody needs to mess with that one. Cam attacking Jornev's base once again with a very large army. Lots of thralls. Tree goes down there. War Chant being summoned upon them. Also has a very large defense force, so really he's able to go half defense, half offense quite effectively. And Jornev will lose his barracks here. It does fall to the might of the Rudar. Lots of Angmar troops here. I think this might be GG, excuse me. I'm a bit congested. Although he is losing thralls a lot, so he probably will pull back there. Those arrow towers proving to be quite useful indeed, as they're picking up thralls left and right once they get in there. Cam actually going for arrow tower of his own. Well, that should help defend against the guys over here. He has lost a few structures, but nothing too serious. He still has 3 of his Hall of the King's men. He is still sitting on a... actually, he has lost a lot of farms, believe it or not. He's down to 525. Immediately jumping back to 625, though. But Jornev is on 250, so that's pretty big. That's not good for Jornev. Jornev's economy is suffering and is definitely showing. He's not able to finish these Rivendell Lancers because he's command point capped, which is pretty big. And he'll probably, yeah, he'll have to cancel that stables, which is brutal. He definitely needed that stables to keep up the pressure. And Cam opting to do the smart thing, using his Axors only to actually do the damage. He doesn't want to get too close to these arrow towers, of course. And he is able to actually pick them off easily, canceling, forcing him to cancel the structures. And another large army there, and a decent one here as well, catching these Rivendell Lancers, of course, with Fell Wind. And we'll be picking them off. Looks like they managed to get away, though. But at this point, Jornev has just lost so much. I don't know if he can come back from this. It would be quite difficult. I think the Axors, Axors alone are going to be difficult to deal with. If Cam just keeps using them at range, destroying his structures, he will actually be able to do lots and lots of damage. But Jornev will not be able to come back from. And this army, are these level 5? Or are they just like... Let me click. I can't click on them. Yeah, that Axolotl battalion is level 5. That's interesting. You don't usually see Thrall Masters, or Thralls get level 5. Normally they die before that and you just have to replace them. Seems he's gone around and leveled up a bit. Jornev attempting to do some damage. He might get this mill. Should be a nice pickup, but at this point, I don't think harassing the economy of the opposing player is going to help him too much. Because not only is he feeding power points to Cam, who almost has a 15 power, we'll have it very shortly. I think he's actually in line to get Mountain Giants, which will pretty much seal the deal there. Although we do have Summon Eagles from Jornev, so he could counter that. Summon Eagles, of course, are extremely good at against killing any siege weapons, including Giants. But his army is pretty much non-existent at this point. Whatever he does have is actually in his base. Summon Eagles to try and attack the fort, but a Snowbind is thrown down on the fortress, which does not stop the arrow towers from shooting, mind you. So these Eagles will be picked off by the fortress. He did lose a farm, but other than that, he's not going to be able to do too much damage with it. Has Cam chosen a 15 power? Yes, he has. There's the Summon Giants. And that will probably be GG there. A large force as well as siege weapons is going to seal the deal, I think. Jornev losing his barracks. He has 1 barracks remaining. And the Mountain Giants will be enough to take out this fortress alone, as the timer is not even half done yet, and the fortress is more than half dead. Eagle returning home to try and deal with these giants, but is a bit too late, I think. Yep, Jornev's fortress has gone down, and all that remains is his barracks, and that will be GG. So yeah, a little bit longer game than the last one, but the result is the same, it seems. Jornev losing to Cam. Cam definitely proving his skill there. He is quite a good player. And Jornev put up a good fight, of course. So we'll play to both players, and congratulations to Cam. We're advancing to the semifinals, I believe. That's what happens after he wins this, so he'll be in the semifinals, I would imagine. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you for more tournament casts from the August 1v1 tournament. See you next time.